What's going on, Empty Room? Creator stream today. So we'll get that done. Now, let me make a couple modifications to the stream here. And then, yeah, just as the title implies, we're just chatting today, hanging out. I got some work that I'm knocking out for one of my channels, so I've got to film a green screen video. Probably going to edit it live, all that fun stuff. Why should it be empty? How are you here instantly by the time I say that? Because it goes live, and then I say, "What's up, Empty Room?" as soon as it goes live, and then you're here, Master of Food. You are a badass. Good job, sir. I'm impressed with you. All right, let me just turn on monetization here for those of you who are awesome and let us run ads. We run them pretty much. I run them as like the balanced mode, so it's in the middle. I try not to put too many ads on our stream here. All right, so today I'm filming a green screen video. That's kind of the whole point of what I wanted to do here. We had one of our clients, this client, USAQ. You guys can't see that on the vertical. This client, USAQ, also known as QHS Lab Incorporated. They came out with some news here on the wire, and so this is what I got to film for my other YouTube channel. And when we do these, man, that's okay. So that means that there's like a 1 to 2 minute delay between me live, like here in my office, and what you guys see. I need to see if I can like shorten that down. Thank you for letting me know that, Master of Food. All right, so I'm going to be filming a piece for this QHS Lab and South Dakota State University celebrate NSF invitation to Summit STTR application for AIRGUIDD technology. What? That's fun. Okay. Man, dude, you're one of our loyal supporters, and I appreciate that. That's awesome. I appreciate that a lot. Okay, so I got to film it. Basically, the way that I do these is part of what I do for the other YouTube channel is we cover news, and so it's kind of like an influencer news anchor style. So you guys get to see me put on that character a little bit here. But let's see, what are we talking about? A leading provider in digital healthcare solutions and diagnostic technologies is thrilled to announce that they have been invited by the prestigious National Science Foundation to submit a full Phase 1 application for the development of Airway Instantaneous Regional Guided Interface for Drug Delivery Efficacy. AirGuide. That's a fun one to say. Okay, so it's Airway Instantaneous Regional Guided Interface for Drug Delivery Efficacy. All right, this inclusion invitation under the NSF Small Business Technology Transfer Program underscores a transformative potential of AirGuide and highlights blah, 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 blah. Streamlines traditional drug expenses, time-consuming process. I mean, yeah, it's really straightforward press release. So to cover this type of thing, I got to set up my green screen. And then I'll show you guys how to chroma key if you're not familiar with how to do chroma keying. I do it in Adobe Premiere. There's a plugin, an effect plugin that makes it really simple. And so let's see here. So this is from Troy. This is our client. This invitation is both validation of our approach, blah, blah, blah. Okay, so what I'm trying to do is figure out what it does so that way I can cover it from an educated point of view. The NSF program. Interesting. Here it is. Designed to streamline the traditionally expensive and time-consuming process of drug development by leveraging advanced computational fluid dynamics modeling. The platform provides real-time insights into drug deposition patterns in the repository and nasal systems. This innovation accelerates development timelines, reduces costs, and increases the precision of drug delivery for conditions such as asthma, COPD, influenza, and pandemic-related viral threats. Well, that's exciting, isn't it? All right. So this is going to be weird because I don't think you guys have ever seen the other side of my office. But let's rotate this over here. Give it a little tilt up. There we go. There's the green screen over there. Where we film most of that content. Swim this over here so you guys can hopefully hear me a little bit. And then it's going to be about a lot of walking back and forth. Whee! So realistically, I don't actually know really what I gotta be saying in this stuff for a while here. Hang on. Alright, so let's just hit the headline first. So I got a whiteboard off to the side, and that's where I keep my scripts. Where'd my dry erase go? There it is. Here, I'm going to turn this mic up just a touch so that way you guys can hear me a little bit better while I'm away. Alright. So QHS and South Dakota. Wait, is it South Dakota University? Yeah, South Dakota State. Celebrating an invitation from the National Science Foundation. It's funny if you actually were able to see what's up on that board. It's like 90% shorthand. Yeah, you guys can't see it, but it's like 90% shorthand over there. You know, it's funny. You can use any color to do green screening. Like literally any color will work for it. Green is just the most readily available. All right, submit a phase 1 application, and then it's this air guide. So I filmed these in parts on my phone, so it's pretty easy. Air guide, phase 1, app. Okay. The hard part is getting this Simultaneous Regional Guided Interface for Drug Delivery Efficacy, which is definitely going to be a fun one. Alright, so let's see here. Let me just double check what it does again. Designed to streamline the traditionally expensive and time-consuming process of drug development. Okay, so I got a personal anecdote that I can tell for that. Airway Instantaneous Regional Guided Interface for Drug Delivery Efficacy. Alright, let's do this. Let's do this. I got my lights ready. I turned this one up more. Whatever. Who cares? Who cares? Okay. So let's film the green screen. So as I said, I just filmed this on my phone. Just in like 4K, 60 frames a second. And then up like this. Wow, my hair's crazy this morning. Didn't notice that. That's exciting. All right. So it's all about the instant hook. That's kind of like the way to look at this, is it's all about that instant hook. And if you can hook them in the first few seconds, then you make a pretty decent piece here. And so, yeah, let's do it. Did you see the news at a QHS lab this morning? It's pretty exciting stuff. They've teamed up with South Dakota University. No, don't like that. They're working with South Dakota State University, and they just received an invitation from the National Science Foundation for a phase 1 of this new air guide system. And this is when we're going to walk over here and make sure that I say it properly. Airway Instantaneous Regional Guided Interface for Drug Delivery Efficacy. That's the Airway Instantaneous Guided... Screwed that up. Airway Instantaneous Regional Guided Interface for Drug Delivery. Airway Instantaneous Regional Guided Interface for Drug Delivery Efficacy. That's the Airway Instantaneous Regional Guided... Fuck. Interface. Jesus. Airway Instantaneous Regional Guided Interface for Drug Delivery Efficacy. If I can't get this right, then I'm going to have to just, like, do an overlay here. Airway Instantaneous Regional Guided Interface for Drug Delivery. Alright, let's try this one more time here. Airway Instantaneous Regional Guided Interface for Drug Delivery Efficacy. That's the Airway Instantaneous Regional Guided Fuck! Alright, I'm just going to say it this way, and then we're just going to splice it up like this. That's the No, I can't do it. It doesn't work like that. Airway Instantaneous Regional Guided. Let's just do it in 2 parts. Yeah, let's do it in 2 parts. Okay. Alright, 2 parts. Regional Guided Interface. Okay. That's the Airway Instantaneous Regional Guided Interface for drug delivery efficacy. Now, I know that's a lot of words. In fact, that was a big mouthful for me to get through, but basically what that means is they're working to speed up the time it takes for drugs to be produced. Now, I've worked on that back end before, and we've had to go through some FDA trials with some of the capital raises I was involved in the past. That's a long and very expensive process. It costed about like $10 million just to get through phase 1 of the FDA gauntlet of trials that they put you through. I need something to close it up with. What's a good way to close this? But getting an invitation from the National Science Foundation is actually really cool. So I want you to use that ticker symbol, USAQ, on the OTC markets. USAQ on the OTCQB, and I want you to check out this press release. There's a lot of details, and there's a lot of great details and some really cool information, especially from Dr. Marcos Sanchez Gonzalez. We just had him on our show, and he had a great interview with our own Stuart Smith. Go to our channel and check that out. Now, this is Kevin for Small Cap Voice. Have a great rest of your week. And there we go, it's filmed. Alright, let me just shut off that light real quick. So there you go, that's the character I play. Wasup 17 Dragonfishes. How you doing, buddy? Okay, let me get this back on screen. Computer on screen. Is that too low now? Yeah, it's... Hang on. Drop this down just a touch. Alright. There we go. So that's how we filmed that piece. And I try to keep them... Ooh, let's turn the mic down now. Hey, Alan. You're watching me at school? That sounds like fun. That sounds like fun. All right, so I filmed like 3 minutes there, which is awesome, but we're going to have to break that down a little bit. YouTube allows you to put up 3-minute shorts now, but if I'm being honest with you, I don't see better results on 3-minute content than I do on 1-minute content. And so I still, like, even after they release the whole, like, you can do 3-minute shorts, I'm still putting out 1-minute content on YouTube. It's just kind of how it is. That's awesome. I appreciate the watch there, Alan. Thank you very much. All right. So we are I'm just uploading that video that I filmed up on my phone here. And then we're going to go ahead and get it going. So I mentioned I use Adobe Premiere for all of our video editing over here. We sometimes use Illustrator, like that Base Legend title screen that I did. That, if I'm being 100% honest with you guys, we use a lot of templates over here to just kind of speed up things and like save time. So that Base Legend intro splash, that's Illustrator, like Adobe Illustrator. But I made it in, like, it's just a template. Like, somebody else actually, like, made that, and I just put the Base Legend logo in the middle of it and all that. But that's where we get a lot of our content stuff from. Here's Premiere loading. I think I'm due for, like, a couple updates, and that's why it's taking a little bit of time to load up here. But either way, personally, like, I know that Adobe Premiere gets kind of a bad rep. But personally, I'm a big fan of it. It's what I learned video editing on. And it's like I'm 100% self. I shouldn't say 100%. I'm mostly self-taught. I had like basic rudimentary classes of like audio workstations and like video workstations and stuff like that. But nothing was really substantial here. So yeah, most of what I do was self-taught. All right, so currently sending myself the video here in Slack. Open up a new file. So every single morning I create a new file just here. That's just shorts, and then the day, 12, 13, 24. That way I just keep some level, literally some level of file management. Okay, well, that's getting the file set up for us. Let's go ahead and hop back over here. So I showed you guys this program last time. This is what we generate all of our shorts in. And so all of those real clean, like, shorts that have the captions across them, sometimes the emojis and all that. We use this program called Opus, and you can even see the other streamer that we support, K-Light Star. I'll give her a shout out. Go follow K-Light Star on Twitch. There's basically everything that we produce. We just kind of toss it in here. And so you can see some of these green screen videos that I'm creating right now. You see Jay, he does some of the videos too. This is Stuart. He's the other creator that's on the channel. And then of course we got K-Light Star. She does some fun games, man. She, is this her Baldur's Gate one? Yeah, this is her Baldur's Gate one. This one's funny. She hasn't released it yet, so I'm not going to play any of her content because it's inappropriate for me to release it before she releases it. But either way, and then I just put out that DayZ clip yesterday, and so I did my whole stream. Like I decided to just break down my whole stream and show that one. I think it's this clip. Yeah, this is the clip that we put out yesterday. So I guess this was a little bit longer. It was a minute 40. Of course. Yeah, it was a minute 40. I just learned that there's a power attack in DayZ. Like somebody came onto TikTok and they were just like, hey, just so you know, if you press and hold shift when you click, you do a power attack and it stuns them for a minute. It's like, I feel stupid that I didn't know that from the beginning, but either way. So anyway, let's find another DayZ clip to put out. Oh, wait, no, never mind. Don't have to waste my time with that. Got the green screen clip transferred. Let's go ahead and pull it now. I like doing these streams because normally I just sit in my office quiet, like waiting for this content to get done. But I ramble and rant to myself the entire time. So I enjoy it. All right, so it's downloading from Slack right now. And it is taking forever. My computer is running extra slow today. Kind of want to run a speed test, see what we're doing here. Probably shouldn't run a speed test on the screen because my IP address will be on the screen. Let's do that over here. Do you guys know that with the new iPhone update, they added the ability for you to record your own phone calls, like right there on the phone? Yeah, really unique stuff. Like that they added that one. Okay, Slack, did you finish? No? What is going on? Why are you taking forever here, Slack? So how's everybody's Friday going? You guys having a good Friday? There we go. Now it's moving. All right, let's see. What are we running speed-wise? I feel like I'm running really slow right now. Yikes, I am running abysmally slow right now. That's disgusting. I knew I was. That's shameful. My average was 9.3 megabits per second, but I peaked at 220. So I don't even know what to make of for that one. Your ears hurt, man. I'm sorry to hear that, buddy. How'd your exam go? How'd your test go? There you go. That's exciting. Who's your team, Alan? I don't really watch much anymore, but I'm a Sabres fan, and so that's my team, Buffalo Sabres. Obviously, I think you're talking. I don't believe you're talking about the majors there. The school team. Gotcha. Good stuff. You know, I found out like my senior year, like halfway through the hockey season, that my high school had a hockey team. I didn't even know it, but apparently they were really good, and like they weren't state champions, but they went to state a few times. And so yeah, you did all right on your test, man. Good stuff. Good to hear it. All right, so here's the footage inside of Premiere. First things first, we need to make it intelligent before I waste the time doing any of the green screening. I guess I could just do the green screening like this, but it's just it gets annoying when like you have me kind of walking around with my phone like this and I'm not paying attention. So anyway, let's go ahead and trim this down first.
Did you see the news out of QHS Lab this morning?
I did see the news out of QHS Lab. Thank you for alerting me to it, Kevin.
Did you see the news?
That's not quick enough. So it's there's a difference between, it's called the millennial pause versus the Gen Z shake. If you want younger eyes on your content, you do the Gen Z shake. If you want or Gen X shake, whatever generation you guys are, the one right underneath me. If you want older eyes on your content, you do the millennial pause. And so this is an example of the millennial pause.
Did you see the news?
You see that big pause that I make right there? Here, it's even bigger right here.
Did you see the news out of
that pause? Yeah, that's a millennial pause right there. What you do is get rid of that all the way up to your first audio line there, where it starts spiking the transient. And then when you pull that back on the timeline,
did you see the news out of
it just instantly starts, and that's what you want to go. How much is all right? Scale 1 to 10. I don't think you're going to get it outside of the scope this time, Master. I'm intrigued about what he's going to say.
QHS Lab this morning. It's pretty exciting stuff. They've teamed up with South Dakota University. No, don't like that. Pretty exciting stuff.
All right, so this is our first cut.
They've teamed up with South Dakota University. No, don't like that. They're working with South Dakota State University.
Yep, there's our next one. So let's go ahead and cut that in. So I try to get these done in under 30 minutes.
Did you see the news
That's kind of the goal.
QHS Lab this morning? It's pretty exciting stuff. They're working with South Dakota State University, and they just received an invitation from the National Science Foundation for a phase
Get it right on that syllable. Average. Okay. All right. That's not bad. I mean, the world's average, you know? Like, that's average is not bad. I was an average student my whole life, and like I have my master's in business. I got average grades in my master's of business. Like, I still got it done though. You can get everything done. It's just a matter of like staying committed, you know?
Received an invitation.
So yeah, good job to you, man. At least you weren't below average. Nice work.
Science Foundation for a phase 1 of this new air guide system.
All right, so here's where I butchered this whole air guide thing, and I kind of want to watch this because this shit's usually funny, and so here we go.
And this is when we're going to walk over here and make sure that I say it properly. Airway Instantaneous Regional Guided Interface for Drug Delivery Efficacy. That's the Airway Instantaneous Guided... Screwed that up. Airway Instantaneous Regional
6 to 7 is average.
Guided
average would be about a C, and so by U.S. standards, that's about a 60, or that's about a 70%. A 7 out of 10 is C. Is what the average person scores, is like a B- to a C level. And so as long as you did like again, like about a 70 out of 100, you're like on par with like there's a bell curve when it comes to intelligence, right? And so like the majority of people are inside of the top of the bell. That's like the 7 out of 10 range. And then like there's 10 to 20% on this side that's in the below average, and then there's above average the other way. It's kind of, if I don't actually remember it, but there's a principle that kind of surrounds it a little bit.
Interface for drug delivery. Airway instantaneous regional guided interface for drug delivery efficacy. That's the airway instantaneous regional guided. Fuck.
I love watching myself make mistakes like this.
Airway instantaneous regional guided interface for drug delivery efficacy. If I can't get this right, then I'm gonna have to just like do an overlay here. Airway instantaneous regional guided interface for drug.
Oh well, damn! All right, Alan, that's an interesting. What was your graduation rate?
Airway instantaneous regional guided.
That seems like you would have a little bit of a lower graduation rate. I mean, I'm not trying to knock you guys or anything like that, but that's cool. Y'all need to get those test scores up.
Regional guided fuck. All right, I'm just gonna say it this way. Slice it up like this.
I love getting frustrated at this stuff. Hang on.
That's the air. No, I can't do it. It doesn't work like that. Airway instantaneous regional guided. Let's just do it in 2 parts. Yeah.
Oh, I should probably open up the TikTok chat, see if anybody's annoyed by what I'm doing over here. Nope, not yet. All right, cool.
Regional guided interface. Okay.
So I did it in 2 parts.
That's the airway instantaneous regional guided interface.
What's going on with my TikTok chat?
For drug delivery.
All right, so here's the actual clip that we need to take. Spent like a minute and a half trying to get this 10 seconds here. All right, so all of this gets to go away. Bring this over.
One of this new air guide system. That's the airway instantaneous regional guided interface.
And then what I'm going to do here, this is a little tip if you're a video editor, is I'm going to actually cut it. See, this is an audio spectrum wave, okay? And when I zoom in really, really close, you can actually see different spikes in that wave. It's kind of hard to see in the vertical, but on the horizontal stream on Twitch, you can kind of see it better. But you can see these individual spikes. Those are called transients. And it's the high and low of an audio wave, okay? And so what we want to do is we want to kind of merge this clip together with when I bring in this.
For drug delivery efficacy.
Otherwise, it's going to sound really weird. Let me show you what I'm talking about. If I don't clip these properly, and I just kind of have them side by side here. Let me go right here. You'll see this is what I'm talking about. Watch.
Regional guided interface for drug delivery efficacy.
See that big pause in the middle there? I want to avoid that pause. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to pull back a little bit to where I'm still in the middle of talking here, right? It's roughly 3 frames. Okay, so 1, 2, 3, 3 frames. Okay, so pull that back, and I'm going to go to my next clip. And then just like that, it's a little harder to see here because of the effects bar or thing there. So let me zoom in. And I want to pick this one up right as I'm saying the 4, okay? So then we take this, we run it right here, and then I go up to my effects, the audio transitions, and I use a constant gain crossfade. And I take this and and then I just kind of merge it or shrink it down to where it covers just those 3 frames that I was showing in the first one. So I'm right here at the splice. So 1, 2, 3. That's when it starts. So, well, actually, you know what? Let's keep it at 1 frame and see if that works. Let's see if this is enough.
The interface for drug delivery.
Still a little harsh. So what I want to do now is I want to pull this way and then pull it back 1 more. Okay.
Interface for drug delivery efficacy.
So you see how that's a lot smoother and you don't have that clip of my voice when I say 4, it's not coming in harsh. That's how you can make sure that people don't immediately click away from your videos if they're wearing things like headphones. That's an F sound, which is a lot better than like a k sound. Like here, I can even clip my mic doing that. See that? when you have those harsh sounds in there, that's how you avoid it. You do those little like you get rid of the harshness, and then you crossfade through it, and you can really have some good video effects like that. But anyway, so let's keep moving here.
Now, I know that's a lot of words. In fact, that was a big mouthful for me to get through.
All right, now we can kind of just pick this up as normal.
Efficacy. Now, I know that's a lot of words. In fact, that was a big mouthful for me to get through. But basically what that means is they're working to speed up.
Here, wait, hang on, let me catch up on chat. There's several students drop out every year. Others take the ESAP. Dude, there's nothing wrong with going to trade school, though. Like, I'll be honest, I got a cousin who went into pipe fitter school, like, right after high school. Like, he graduated high school. Said, I'm not bothering with college. I'm going to go be a pipe fitter. That dude was making way more money than me when I first got out of college with my master's degree. Like, he was doing so much better. He was like, everything was established for him. Everything was great. And then, oh, you guys can see that my client popped up there asking to get a weekly report. Yeah. But anyway, and so there's nothing against trade schools. Like I went the college route. I have my 2 degrees are in show production and management. And so like, well, that's 1 degree, show production and management. And so that's where I learned like lighting design, video production, audio production, like all the technical skills that I have. That's where I learned a fair amount of those. And then I'm self-taught past that. So like I learned this stuff about like 10, 15 years ago. And then from now to stay current, you have to teach yourself. And then my 2nd degree is I have a master's. Specifically, it's a master's in the entertainment business. So it was like focused on like concerts and like artist production and creator stuff. And so like that's why I'm a content creator, is because I literally like I got my degrees to be a content creator, which sounds ridiculous. But my cousin went the trade route, and up until probably a couple years ago, it was a better path. Like he was doing better than me, and I'm not trying to compare myself to anybody, but like there's absolutely nothing wrong with going to trade school. Like, screw college. You can learn a whole college education on Google these days, or YouTube for that matter. It's honestly, learn skills. Don't chase paper. Like, don't chase pieces of paper that have your name and degrees on them. Learn skills. Because, like, when I go to hire somebody for my team, we look for skills. Like, we hired a high school dropout one time. And he was loyal. He had to be taught pretty much everything, but he was insanely loyal. And so, yeah, that's kind of what I think about the whole, like, college versus trade school kind of situation. All right, let's get back to it, guys. Keep editing this green screen video.
Up the time it takes for drugs to be produced. Now, I've worked on that back end before.
All right, so this little gap right here, I could leave it in. This is only going to be like a quarter of a second, if that. But I like to take these gaps out so that way my content's just more punchy. And that's, let's see, so that was 9 frames. I think I'm at 30 frames a second right now. Yeah, so I'm doing this at 30 frames a second. Oh, just noticed that this is at 720p. This should not be at 720p. This should be at 1080. Oh, whoa, that's way off. 1920. Jeez. There we go. Okay. So we'll get that sized up properly in just a little bit, but we're just going to keep hammering away for now.
Now, I've worked on that back end before, and we've had to go through some FDA trials with some of the capital raises I was involved in the past.
Okay, there's a breath. Remove your breaths. I know that sounds weird, but if you take out like the big like breaths that you take when you're filming content, people will watch you longer. You want to get into digital design and flyers for different companies, maybe 3D design. All you need now is this program. Costs $15 a month, and you can do like this is how I make my money. This is literally like how I make the bulk of my money, is making social content for clients. This is Canva. Like this is Canva. This is all you need, Alan. And it literally, I think I pay like $15 a month. But I have multiple seats in it for like everybody on the team, like Jay and my wife Gwen and stuff like that. But man, taking forever to load because I got a bunch of stuff on the screen. But yeah, every single thing that we produce, like there's the thumbnail for that Ertugrul game that I was playing the other day. There's a thumbnail that we never got to use for Hitman. You guys haven't seen that one yet, hang on. I like that one. I'm proud of that one. It's my Hitman VR thumbnail that I never got to use because, you know what? I could probably just do this. Could probably just do that. There we go. We'll run Hitman 3 this week or something like that. But this is how we do most of our graphic design. Like, I know Photoshop, I know Illustrator, I know all those programs, but to be honest with you, I just spend all of my time in Canva these days because Canva is such a powerful tool. And so all of the content that we produce is in Canva, and the way that it works is, like, let's say I need to make like a YouTube header, right? I can literally just go YouTube header. And if I'm like struggling to come up with some ideas, those are ads. Don't care about that. Let's just search headers. And then I can come down here to templates, Canva templates. I now have all of these different templates to kind of inspire me. And obviously you want to create something custom, but it's really simple to dive into a Canva template. This one's pretty decent. Use Canva? Yeah, definitely, buddy. That's awesome, man. But yeah, that's the bulk of the content that we make is all in Canva. Here's, I don't think he's in the chat right now, but here's the YouTube header I made for Noob Gamer. He's in our community. He's one of our creators in our community, and so I made that for him. Just kind of having a little fun one day. But yeah, so all of our content gets made in Canva. The original Base Legend logo was created in Canva and stuff like that. So that's the program of choice. And for the record, I don't like to advertise this, but I am an affiliate on every single piece of software that I use on these creator streams. So like Opus and Adobe and stuff like that. If you guys are interested in actually checking these programs out, let me know. I got links for all of these. I earn a little bit of commission, full disclosure, but also sometimes you get a discount, you know, like with Opus Clips. I think if you sign up for Opus Clips through my link, I get some clip credits to make some more content, and then you also get some clip credits too. Use MS Paint. There's nothing wrong with MS Paint, and what you create in MS Paint is actually pretty impressive. So yeah, 17, keep rocking that MS Paint, man.
The capital raises I was involved in the past, that's a long and very expensive process. It costed about like $10 million.
All right, let's go ahead and get rid of this breath too. So breathy, which I guess isn't a bad thing. I like oxygen. Your computer can't run Paint? What computer do you have? Or are you saying that you have like a Mac and you can't run MS? Because I think there's equivalent ones.
I was involved in the past, that's a long and very expensive process. It costed about like $10 million just to get through phase 1 of the FDA gauntlet of trials that they put you through.
All right, let's go ahead and cut it there.
I need something to close it up with. What's a good way to close this? But getting an invitation from the National Science Foundation...
Man, good energy level on this one. That's what I love about making this content, is because you can totally see like just a lot of the difference in my personality versus the difference in the content that we produce. Like my gaming content, that's me, but the other channel, it's very much a character that I play.
Of trials that they put you through. But getting an invitation from the National Science Foundation is actually really cool. So I want you to use that ticker symbol, USAQ, on the OTC markets. USAQ ticker symbol.
Cut it there. Get the right ticker. We're getting close to a minute too. I'm at like 50 seconds. So I got to keep that time really short. I try to run these as Facebook Reels too. And so we have to keep them under 60 seconds.
So I want you to use that ticker symbol, USAQ, on the OTCQB. And I want you to check out this press release. There's a lot of details, and there's a lot of great details and some really cool information on the OTCQB. And I want you to check out this press release.
There we go. Try to get that. Alan, I'm actually really curious now. What are your specs?
And I want you to check
like,
out
what kind of computer specs are you running?
There's a lot of great details, and I want you to check out this press release. There's a lot of great details and some really cool information, especially from Dr. Marcos Sanchez Gonzalez. We just had information, especially from Dr. especially.
You guys want to hear something crazy? My kid's going to be born in like 10 days. My second kid. So,
Cool information.
been through this before.
Especially from Dr. Marcos Sanchez Gonzalez. We just had him.
All right, where can I cut this?
Gonzalez.
Right there. Those words that end with S's or Z's are sometimes a little tricky to do, this breath cutoff, but so worth it to get it done.
Gonzalez. We just had him on our show, and he had a great interview with our own Stuart Smith.
Thank
Go
you.
To our
Appreciate that,
check
Master
that
Food.
out. With our own Stuart Smith.
All right, almost done with the trimming part, but then we got to go back and cut it looks like about 10 seconds off of this.
Our channel and check that out.
Kevin's Child, the sequel. I like that. I like that. But, I mean, she could be the prequel, honestly. You know, they always say that, like, if you have a really cool first child, like, your second child's going to be crazy. What is it when your first child is both really awesome, really sweet, but, like, the most mischievous child in the world? I have a Halloween kid. Like she was born 2 days before Halloween. And so when I say mischievous, I mean mischievous. Her favorite thing to do is prank us. And she's 3, so it's like her pranks aren't that significant, right? Like, it's not like I'm not going to get upset that, like, she put one of her toys in my shoe, you know, like, that's whatever. But it's her favorite thing to do is prank us, and that worries me for when she's actually formidable in a prank war. And so, but either way, yeah, that's the story of my very mischievous. No, I'm not naming my child Fiona, because every time that I think about Fiona, I think about Shrek. And so, like, I don't know. It's when you go to name your kids, like, it's funny. Like, you'll sit there with your partner. Like, I sat down with my wife, and it was just like, okay, well, we need to figure out names for this girl. What about this one? Nah, I dated a chick in high school with that name. Don't want that. Well, what about this one? No, I worked with somebody like that, and they were just a horrible person. You know, like, you go through every single person that you've ever met in your life that was named, like, the name that you're considering, and you're just like, okay, is this one safe? Like, that's the first question that you ask when you're naming your kid is this one safe? And so, yeah, who doesn't think of Shrek when they hear Fiona? Yeah, I like my kid's name. I'm not going to tell you guys what my kid's name is going to be because she's a newborn, and I don't want to, like, dox my own newborn or whatever, but either way.
Now this is Kevin.
I was thinking about this. There's a good chance both of my kids are going to want to be creators too, because, like, I'm a creator and I just sit around and make videos for YouTube and, like, crack jokes all the time. And so, like, there's a good chance that my kids will eventually become creators too.
For Small Cat Voice, have a great rest of your week.
All right, so first thing that's probably going to go is the sign off that I did.
Cat Voice.
But let's see if there's any other parts of this that are just terrible. We got approximately 9 seconds to trim off of it, which is great because we started with 3 minutes.
Did you see the news out of QHS Lab this morning? It's pretty exciting stuff. They're working with South Dakota State.
All right. So when you go to trim content like this, the best way to do it is to get rid of your personal bias, especially if you're trying to, like, report on news or things like that.
Did you see the news out of QHS Lab this morning? It's pretty exciting stuff.
So that's fluff. It's pretty exciting stuff. That's subjective. Nobody cares. And so I can get rid of that. And then we'll go ahead and grab all of it except for that and slide it on down. That was 2 seconds.
Did you see the news out of QHS Lab this morning? They're working with South Dakota State University, and they just received an invitation from the National Science Foundation for a phase 1 of this new air guide system. That's the Airway Instantaneous Regional Guided Interface for drug delivery efficacy. Now, I know that's a lot of words. In fact, that was a big mouthful for me to get
Who's this random guy? Nobody cares about this guy.
through, but basically...
Found a breath. Let's get rid of this and save ourselves 6 frames. Every little bit counts when you're trying to trim like this.
Basically, what that means is they're working to speed up the time it takes for what that means. What that
I can actually trim this.
big mouthful for me to get through. What that means is they're working to speed up the time it takes for drugs to be produced. What that means is they're working to they're working to speed up
don't
the
like that
time
one.
it takes for drugs to be produced. Now, I've worked on that back end before, and we've
Let's get rid of this breath right here. We're getting there. We're down to 106. Need to get down to 59 seconds.
Now, I've worked on that back end before, and we've had to go through some FDA trials with some of the capital raises I was involved in the past. That's a long as I was involved in.
Again, just getting rid of all the fluff, the unnecessary information.
With some of the capital raises I was involved in. That's a long and very expensive process. It costed about like $10 million just to get through phase I was involved in. That's a long raises I was involved in.
So that's too rough of a cut. So let's go ahead and add a crossfade here. And just like the other one, we'll shrink it down. And this should kind of alleviate that.
Through some FDA trials with some of the capital raises I was involved in. That's a long and very...
Let's go ahead and pull that over just a touch.
With some of the capital raises I was involved in. That's a long and very...
Too much. One back.
Raises I was involved in. That's a long and...
You hear that? You hear how clean that is now?
I was involved in. That's a long...
That's what we're looking for. I was gonna say MS Paint is one of the lowest CPU one of the lowest I can't even talk right now. Is one of the programs that's not going to bog you down. So yeah, no, okay, good. You guys see why I do gaming content on the side? This content's fun, but it gets arduous.
And very expensive process. It costed about $10 million just to get through phase 1 of the FDA gauntlet of trials that they put you through. But getting an invitation from the National Science Foundation is actually really cool. So I want you to use that ticker symbol, USAQ, on...
All right, I'm going to get rid of this other part that's really subjective. This is a lot here.
Actually really cool.
Let's cut this out. And then this, hopefully, saves me all the time I need. 28 frames. We have to cut one more second out.
About $10 million just to get through phase 1 of the FDA gauntlet of trials that they've... It's a long and very expensive process. It costed about $10 million.
Let's get rid of this. That's unnecessary. That was a medical device that I was raising for. We raised $10 million, and then the FDA said that we needed to go back and do animal testing before they would allow us into phase 1. But the device that we were doing could not be tested on animals and determine the efficacy. So yeah, thank you very much. I appreciate that. Oh, you were mentioning it's a school laptop, right? Those typically are not the best there. All right, so chroma keying. In fact, let me show you guys. Let me shrink down the screen for the vertical people here. That's my VR screen. I don't need that. Where's my... No, that's main camera screen. There it is. Okay. Shrink this down so you guys can actually see my effects and plugins and stuff like that. Oh, I didn't realize that we were that off-center. Got to get that fixed before the next stream. Game stream, that is. Okay. So that's Adobe Premiere and all of it's fine now. All of it. This is everything. Oh, I should probably respond to that client, shouldn't I? Absolutely. Okay. All right, here we go. All right, so first things first, we need to kind of get this lined up properly. And so let's go ahead and increase it by 50%, and that's going to get us full size again. Now what we need to do is get rid of the green screen behind me. This is called chroma keying. And basically, chroma means color. Keying means identifying and removing. And so I use this plugin over here. It's called the Ultra Key from Adobe. Just put it on one of our frames here. And then what I do is I grab this little dropper tool and I go to my green screen and I just drop it on the green screen. And so you can still see the screen behind me, but we'll be able to work on that in the future. And the problem is if I stand too far away from the screen down here, you can kind of see a little corner of it where I'm not fully blocked out, or you can see the floor.
Did you see the news at a QHS lab this morning? They're working with South.
So anyway, so that's the first clip, right? That's the first one that we're working on here, and then we're going to do everything on the first one, and then we're just going to copy all of the attributes onto the rest of it. So okay, now first things first, we need to kind of get this looking better. So there's a bunch of different settings that are involved with chroma keying. There's color correction, there's spill suppression, there's matte cleanups, and then there's matte generation. Really, what you want to do is you want to get rid of the screen by saying, hey, anything that's this color, this green, I need you to remove. And to make sure you do it properly, remove it with these parameters. And so realistically, you can use any color to do chroma keying. That's why you'll sometimes see blue screens. The reason why people use green and blue, though, is because, what's a good way of putting this? If you use a green or blue, like I'm wearing a red shirt right now. Like it's a little dark, but it's a red shirt. It's going to stand off of a green screen. And so it's easy for me. You can see the outline of my shirt here. Really clean, you know? Same thing with like every other time you're going to do a green screen. The likelihood of somebody using a neon green or a neon blue is like not really a thing. So anyway, how about after a tree? Hazel trees are related to wisdom in some cultures. I am not going to go this far, but yes, it is close to a tree. All right. So what we're going to do is first things first is increase or lower our shadows. These are the shadows around me. So you see how if I increase this, it increases that shadow, because I can show you guys, I can bypass this, right? Really? You're not going to let me bypass this? Whatever. All right, so this is that bright or that darker spot behind me. And so it's highlighting that because I have my shadows turned up. What I want to do is I want to turn that the other way, make that go down. We want to get rid of our highlights. So if I go up like this, you can see the whole screen. But if I take my highlights out, there goes most of the screen, right? Now, we're going to increase our tolerance just a little bit. See, again, if I lower my tolerance all the end, you see it up at the top there just a little bit. Increase my tolerance. And then let's go down here. So this is your matte cleanup. This is your matte. What's cut out and remained is referred to as the matte. And so we're going to go ahead and soften up the edges of the matte. And that gives me here, like if I go really far, you can see how it kind of blurred me a little bit. So you never want to go too far. I usually only go like about 10 pixels in, if that. 7 looks good here. And then I'm not really going to worry about the choke or any of that stuff because like, see what the choke does? Shrinks me in. I don't really care about that too much. Contrast, there it is. So this is how we get rid of the rest of the black up at the top. And now it's literally me on nothing. And then I don't really need to play with the color correction. I'm pretty happy with the color here. Okay, so that's that. And so this is what we started with. This is what we're at. Right? Cool. And so now all I have to do, since we've done it once, is we just copy, highlight all of these, paste the attributes, and we're going to paste the motion attributes and the Ultra key. And now,
this morning, they're working with South Dakota State University, and
hey,
they just
Jacob.
received an invitation
Good to see you,
from the
buddy.
National Science Foundation for a phase 1 of this new air guide system. That's the Airway Instantaneous Regional Guided Interface for drug delivery efficacy. Now, I know that's a lot of words. In fact, that was a big mouthful for me to get through. What that means is they're working to speed up the time it takes.
Hey,
for
thank you,
drugs
Big
to be
Lenny Wolf.
produced. Now,
Appreciate
I've worked on that back end before, and we've had to go through some FDA.
So you see up at the top on that clip, up at the top, you can see my clips, the orange clips there. Those obviously, those aren't going to be picked up by the chroma key because the chroma key is focused on the, what's it called? The green that we put there for the green screen. So what we're going to do here to make sure that this works is we want to put it just on this one clip, but we're just going to crop it out. Super simple editing. And again, we just need to crop the top by a little bit here, like 1 or 2 pixels. There it is, 2%, and it goes away.
And we've had to go through.
Oh, no, a little bit more there. Stake it all the way down to my head. That'll work. 10.
Produce. Now, I've worked on that back end before, and we've had to go through some FDA trials with some of the capital raises I was involved in. That's a long and very expensive process. So I want you to...
There's another one. So we'll go ahead and add a crop here. And we'll crop off the top by 10.
use that ticker symbol, USA...
Oh, there it is again. Yeah, I probably should just do this on all of them, but I ran it on all of them one time in the past, and I ended up cutting off like the top of my head. Don't want to do that again.
AQ on the OTCQB, and I want you
See, that's what I'm talking about. You see how my head gets cropped off right there?
AQ on the OTCQB, and
Yeah, right there at the end. I'm going to leave it, though. You know what? Actually, I'm not. I'm going to scale this back to 8. Have myself look decent, right?
TCQB, and I want you to check out this press release. There's a lot of...
That's a big one. Wow. Okay, so let's go ahead and do this one manually.
I want you to check out this press release. There's a lot of great details and some really cool information, especially...
Another one here. Take that one by 5.
from Dr. Marcos Sanchez Gonzalez. We just have...
Another one, man. I need to fix those, or I need to figure out a way to avoid those clips in general. That's never any fun.
Had him on our show, and he had a great interview with our own Stuart Smith. Go to our channel.
All right, is it just going to be the rest of them?
This is Kevin for Small.
Wow, look at that one. I missed the green screen altogether.
Small Cap Voice. Have a great rest of your week.
Okay.
Did you see
So
the news?
what we'll do is we'll go ahead and copy this over and then paste the attributes on the last 3. And then there's a good chance we're going to have to redo the cropping here.
Channel and check that out. Now, this is Kevin for Small Cap Voice. Have a great rest of your week. Did interview with our own Stuart Smith. Go to our channel and check that out.
So this one, just going to need to go to 4 to cover that.
Now,
this is the big one, though. This is definitely the big one. Yeah, look at that. All right, so that one we go to here.
For Small Cap Voice, have a great...
And this last one, go to about, oop, too far. Go to there.
Great rest of your...
Nope, went too high. Let's go to 7.
Go to our channel and check that out. Now, this is Kevin for Small Cap Voice. Have a great rest of your week.
So there's a little bit of cropping, but I'm not too worried about it because I've already spent enough time on this one. All right, here's the next part of it. I put white behind me. Oops, I did not mean to make a new bin there. Let's get rid of this bin. Okay, so now I do a color mat of white behind me. Just name it white. So that way I have a nice background on myself. Look how pretty. Yeah, see, now it's starting to kind of take shape. All right, so now we want to get this sized properly. So we're going to shrink it back down and going to add a drop shadow. So with the drop shadow, let's get into here, increase the distance, so that way it's pulled away. Ah, gotcha. Personal laptop you brought for, or you just bought for schoolwork. Gotcha. Okay, I understand now. That makes a lot of sense. Okay, so with this, I'm standing pretty far away from the background now. Let's go ahead and change the distance. So there's a way to do this. I want to have my shadow on the content I'm talking about, but I want to do it in a very fun way. So I put it behind me, and that ain't going to work if I'm doing this angle. So we'll put it like here. No, I've already rotated a full rotation here. Rotate back. Hang on. Let's go ahead and just... There we go. Okay, so instead of there, I want it to be a little bit lower. About there, but my arm's still visible. Okay, there we go. All right, so that's decent. Now let's go ahead and increase the opacity to about 70. And then we're going to increase the softness to make it blur. Look how pretty that is. Isn't that nice? All right, now we'll take that and we'll throw it into the corner again. But we want to line everything up to where my shirt is on the corner, right? There we go. Too far. There we go. Okay, now we pull me back here so my shoulder's right on the side. Look at that. That's cool.
Did you see the news out of QHS?
So this also the clip right at the beginning. You see the carpet
Did you see the news
at the beginning.
QHS lab this
So
morning?
now I'm going to watch it through and see if it does it more frequently.
And they just received an invitation from the National Science Foundation for a phase.
It does a couple times, so we're going to have to be a little careful here. All right, so let's go ahead and copy those attributes now. And then we put it on, again, all of our tracks. Paste the attributes. Let's make sure we get the right one. So we want to do motion and drop shadow. There we go. So now everything should be rippled out that way.
Is one of this new air guide system. That's the Airway Instantaneous Regional Guided Interface for drug delivery efficacy. Now I know that's a lot of words.
So I'm going to leave that carpet mistake at the bottom. Like I'm not going to touch it. All right. So this is looking good. So we're talking about this press release. And so let me go ahead and grab, this is, for those of you who aren't familiar with the stock market and stuff like that, this is called a chart. And so we're just grabbing the stock chart for this company, which they've gone up 12% in the past 5 days here, which is awesome. So we're going to grab this, just take that screenshot, and then pull that screenshot into Premiere here. And so let's go back to the did you hear the news from USAQ?
Did you see the news out of QHS?
Oof.
Did you see the news out of Q?
All right, so right when I say QHS, you know what? Actually, let's do it like this. I want this stuff to be behind me. So let's raise me up above it. And then pull all of it back down. Now let's get this chart bigger. Put it above my head. But see, this is why I wanted the shadow to be like this. So you see how my head's over the chart? It keeps it really, really clean when you're doing this content. And it looks like you're like the weatherman kind of look. At least that's my personal opinions. All right, so I just put a drop shadow on this now. I have a simple memorized one that I do here, and it just looks like that. And that's the effect that we do for most of the overlays on the Small Cap Voice channel.
QHS lab this morning.
All right, so
they're working with South.
So the way that I broke this down is almost every single time that I change tone, I'm able to get what I need here. Like I'm able to like do another overlay. So we'll go ahead and get the press release and we'll put the news up on the screen. I love that. They've gone up 12% in the past day or 5 days. But they haven't like done anything today when they announced this pretty big news. Public companies are like that. Like nobody knows which direction a stock is going to go. They can speculate, they can pretend, but not a single person actually knows. So, okay, now with this, the way that I size these is go all the way end to end with it, with a little bit of a gap for iPhones, because iPhones don't go end to end. And then, again, I'm over the press release. So, tell us the clouds, you're the weatherman. Tell us the clouds. Tell us the clouds, you're the weatherman. I got your reference. I got that reference. That was a funny one.
They're working with South Dakota State University, and they just received an invitation from the National Science Foundation for a phase 1 of this new air guide
I'm going all the way with this one.
That's the Airway
That's the joys of news content.
Regional Guided Interface for drug delivery efficacy. Now I know that.
Okay, let's go through all the way of this. Like this is as far as we were going to stretch it.
Airway Instantaneous Regional Guided Interface for drug delivery efficacy. Now I know that's a lot of words. In fact, that was a big mouthful for me to.
All right, so now let's crack a joke. And we'll get a free GIF or just a random GIF of a mouthful that's not offensive. That's a decent one with Mr. Bean there. Nope, not going to do that one. Nope. Nope. It's always hard to find GIFs that are not inappropriate. That works. Supernatural. All right, Supernatural. That's clean. Supernatural's always. I use a lot of Supernatural GIFs because they're typically clean. Typically. All right, so we'll pull that behind us.
Efficacy. Now, I know that's a lot of words. In fact, that was a big mouthful for me to get through.
All right, so we'll run this GIF twice. Probably shorten it the second time here. And then let's get this as big as possible. Make it look like he's looming over my shoulder a little bit there.
Face.
That's not
drug
creepy.
Delivery efficacy. Now, I know that's a lot of words. In fact, that was a big mouthful for me to...
I don't like having it twice. We're just going to do it once. So let's get that, and let's find another mouthful GIF. Hang on. Words GIF. See if I can find some from Hamlet. That's the one I want. Hamlet saying words from the movie. You guys know Hamlet? It's a great play. One of the greats.
That was a big mouthful for me to get through. What that means is...
Let's go ahead and put that at the end here.
For me to get through.
This actually might be good enough to just run by itself. Hang on. Let me overwrite my this one here. I just want Hamlet too, so I might inverse this clip a little bit. Do a little horizontal flip. All right, so now we want Hamlet.
Now, I know that's a lot of words. In fact, that was a big mouthful for me to get through. What that means...
That looks stupid. That looks stupid. We're not going to do that. Let's go back to where we were.
Words. In fact, that was a big mouthful for me to get through. What that...
All right, let's do something like wide eye GIF or something like that. How about a what GIF? Nice. That's awesome, dude. There's actually one of my favorite productions of all time is called the Reduced Shakespeare Company. And they do the entire, like the completed works of William Shakespeare in like 2 to 3 hours. And I know that sounds ridiculous because like Hamlet's a 5-hour play in and of itself, but it's like they do the entire 5 acts of Romeo and Juliet in about like 10 minutes. It's hilarious. So if you ever get a chance, if you're a fan of Shakespeare, like I'm a big Shakespeare fan, check out the Reduced Shakespeare Company. Their production is hilarious. They have a video of it and all that stuff. There it is. Michael Scott saying what? Just the top one here. So we need to like catch it halfway through.
You know, that's a lot of words. In fact, that was a big mouthful for me.
Wait, was that an image? Why did that save as an image? That should not have saved as an image. My live just got restricted on TikTok because of some of the GIFs that popped up. Love when that happens. Okay, why did this save as an image? You should not save as an image. Yeah, save as a GIF. I sympathize with you if that's the case.
A lot of words. In fact, that was a big.
All right, so man, this is actually not going to. Let's. I'm gonna have to kind of play with this a little bit because it's not working as well as I had hoped. I was hoping that this was a little bit longer of a GIF, but it's not.
Efficacy. Now, I know that's a lot of words. In fact, that was a big mouthful for me to get through.
I don't like this approach anymore. I'm going to change this approach. Yeah. Yeah. Tried to crack a joke. Sometimes that doesn't work. Oh, well. So when you're talking about something and you can't like use a reference or an image, what I always do is I just put what I'm talking about on the screen. So if I'm talking about a lot of words, let's put a lot of words on the screen and then talk about them. What am I playing today, by the way? Because I'm streaming again at 2 o'clock, like 1:30, 2 o'clock. You know how it goes. Probably closer to 2. Today's the day my kid's at her daycare, and so I'm gonna go pick her up and then come back, have lunch, and then stream. But either way, let me know. I got an affiliate stream to do for Aska, and I was thinking about doing that. Or we could play some Grounded today. Or I still got that Green Hell bug. Like I could keep rocking some Green Hell. Grounded. Master is saying Grounded. That was quick. That was quick. It's been like a week since we played Grounded or over. And I need to go collect ant lions. So that way I can make sizzling protection. So I can go up to the upper part of the yard. And so that's what we could do today in Grounded.
Efficacy. Now I know that's a lot of words. In fact, that was a big.
All right, so here's what we're gonna do, and this is gonna be a little fun. This is a little. I don't know if I should call this a tip, but when you make green screen videos, Canva has this set of features that's actually really, really, really cool, and they're called the magic features. Let's make a 500 by 500 here. And I'm gonna take this Michael Scott GIF. Which I think this is at 200 by 200, so this should be a square. No, it's a little bit wider. Okay, so we'll put this right here, okay? Now, once it finishes... Oh, it came in as a GIF, so it may not do it for the GIF. That's unfortunate. I want to see if I can find that transparent, because I was gonna make it transparent and overlay it. Michael Scott, transparent... What? I said that before you started talking about Aska. That's fair. So I'm just kind of looking for a good little the what GIF, because it's pretty popular. Not going to find it. Let's just find another transparent what GIF. How about confused? I could use this one, but this is more for like waiting and stuff like that. Come on now. There it is. Jackie Chan confused. Oh, no. That's AI generated. Don't like that. Don't like that one. Oh, hang on. That one finally moved. You know what? We're going with that. We're going with Morgan Freeman. I love that. That's fun. Stardew Valley. I should stream Stardew. I could. I don't think I have Stardew installed. I need to double check, but I'm pretty sure I don't have Stardew installed on my computer. I play Stardew on the Switch, and so I don't know. That's where the Switch is the console that I have like in my bedroom with my wife, and so like we play Stardew together. Like after we put our kid down, we'll just grab our controllers and all that. It's a fun time.
Working to.
All right, so we want to get Confused Morgan Freeman right here.
Efficacy. Now I know that's a lot of work.
Get Confused Morgan Freeman on the screen. Let's do a horizontal flip and turn him around. And then we can pull him off a little bit more. There you go. Go shoulder to shoulder with Morgan Freeman.
Now, I know that's a lot of words. In fact, that was a big mouthful for me to get through. What that means is they're working to speed up the time it takes for drugs to be produced. Now, I've worked...
I'm actually curious if I do have Stardew installed. Have I showed you guys my game library yet? Like, there's only 79 things in here, and then Jay and I, we do, like, share our library every once in a while. Let's see. Who's playing Counter-Strike right now? Butter's playing Counter-Strike right now. There it is. There's Stardew Valley. I do not have it installed. And yeah, to show you exactly how to show you how little I play, I only have 50 hours on the computer here. There you go. I only have 5 achievements in Stardew. What? There's like so many basic achievements. Like, yeah, earning 50,000. I haven't even earned 50,000 gold in Stardew Valley on the PC yet. That's funny. Whereas like in my Switch versions of the game, ooh, hello. Have you guys seen Manor Lords yet? It's kind of a fun base building game. It's not base building as much as it's city building, and then there's this big battle component to it. But it's pretty cool. Like that's what you can build inside of Manor Lord. Like really unique kind of game. The combat looks really unique. Real beautiful though. This is one of those that I'm kind of like I want them to have a creator program. But like yeah, for $100 you get all of these awesome games. That's a great. Wow, look at that. Hooded Horse Publisher Bundle. Might reach out to them. I might reach out to them and see if we can take part in that. That sounds like fun. There we go, MacGruber. Meh, you know what? I don't need to add anything in here. All right, so what are we going to talk about for the rest of this duration here?
Be produced. Now, I've worked on that back end before, and we've had to go through some FDA trials with some of the capital raises I was involved in. That's a long and very expensive.
We call it the gauntlet. Like it's when I was doing capital raising for like medical devices and stuff like that, we literally called the FDA trials the gauntlet because it's such an aggravating process to get through, but partially necessary, I will say that. Grand Empires or Emprise? Interesting. I'll have to check that out. Yeah, I've never heard of that one before. Nice. Go wife Abby up, man. I think Abigail was the first. No, I married Emily the first time I did Stardew Valley.
Long and very expensive process. I had to go through some FDA trials with some of the capital raises I was involved in. That's a long.
All right, get our gladiator gif here. So what I'm doing with the gladiator gif is I'm actually going to cut myself off.
Capital raises I was involved in. That's a long.
Went too far there, or didn't go far enough. There we go. That's what we wanted, and then we'll pull that back. And so this, we're going to make this big. Show off this new Gladiator 2 movie that just came out.
As I was involved in. That's a long and very expensive process. So I want you to
All right, and then now, talking about it again.
use that ticker symbol, USAQ, on the OTCQB.
And then we put the press release back on for the rest of the clip.
To use that ticker symbol, USAQ.
I have so many effects on this that it's getting kind of bogged down.
AQ on the OTCQB, and I want you to check out this press release. There's a lot of great details and some really cool information, especially from Dr. Marcos Sanchez Gonzalez. We just had him on our show.
Oh, you know what? I need to actually have that thumbnail up if I'm going to be talking about this. Forgot that I did this. But yeah, like we did just do this interview, so I want to make sure that we highlight it.
Details and some really cool information, especially from Dr. Marcos Sanchez Gonzalez. We just had him on our show, and he had a great interview with our own Stuart Smith. Go to our channel and check that out. Now, this is Kevin for Small
Go ahead and run that all the way to the end.
Cap Voice. Have a great rest of your week.
Okay, that's it. So it's not my best, I will say that, but it is what we kind of need to get out, and the goal is getting this stuff out timely. So like this news came out at like 8 a.m. Eastern Standard Time this morning, which was like 5 a.m. for me. And so now we are going to get it out. Wow, I actually just noticed this. You can publish directly to YouTube, Twitter, and all of this right from. I need to try that one time. I've never played that. So that's not what we're doing right now. What we're going to be doing is getting this into. I just need to export it, and once it's exported, I'll be able to get it into Opus, which is that captioning program that I showed you guys at the beginning that we do all of our shorts in. And so now that it's produced, now we just got to run it through Opus and all of that. I need to clean up my desktop. Every time that like all of my windows minimize and I see all of those icons, it stresses me out. Like, I don't know why, but it's just, I know that that's also part of the reason why my CPU is a little bogged down, is because I have just poor desktop management right now. Come on, Media Encoder. Yeah, you're getting back into Stardew Valley streams? Hell yeah, man. That's going to be awesome. Hey, I'm impressed that you got 5 floors done on that cliffhanging base already. Like, that's pretty impressive, man. All right. So Media Encoder, a lot of people don't understand how this program works. But what Media Encoder does is it takes your existing files from Adobe and it renders them. And so it just produces them. And so what I can do is I can take my Adobe file that we were just editing and drop it right here and then encode it in any way that I want. And so like I can bounce it out H.264, that's an MP4 format, but I could literally encode it into whatever format I want. And just have it be all of these different formats. So if I need to just bounce it out as an image, or if I need to bounce it out as an audio file or something like that, that's what Media Encoder is for. And what I like about it is it handles things differently than your Premiere. And so like normally if I were to export a file on Premiere, I wouldn't be able to stream simultaneously because my GPU and my CPU would get way too bogged down. But with Media Encoder, as you're seeing, I can stay live with you guys and export the video and have like no bandwidth issues whatsoever. All right, so now we can get TikTok's chat back here. Anybody saying hi on TikTok? No? No? Oh, well. It's all good. All right, now we're into Opus. What time is it? Wow. Didn't realize I'd been doing this for an hour and a half. That's so unfortunate, man. Lucky for you, though, the sleds in Sons of the Forest are not that tricky to make. So, anyway, there's where we started, right? There's where we are now. So now we just open this up, and then we're just going to run it. I have the way that we do captioning on Small Cat Voice is already templated, so I don't have to do anything. Excuse me for a minute. I'm going to go get some water. I'm very thirsty, and all I have right now is like cold coffee, and I don't want to be drinking that. So give me just 1 minute. All right. So we don't want to clip anything. Just going to run it through as normal. Generate our clip. This should take like 3 to 4 minutes, if that. And so in the meantime, we'll go ahead and get back into editing up the DayZ clip that we were doing. Okay, get you guys full screened again. All right. So this is the one. Is this a decent one? The cleaver does sound pretty clever. It does. Oh, logs. You had logs. Sorry. Every time I see a log in a game, I gotta make that joke. It's like my favorite Brian Regan joke. Okay. So there's the tree. That's a stupid one. We don't want that clip. I would eat anything right now. Gonna keep playing? No. Didn't like that clip. Let's see what this one. So let's go ahead and find a tree. That'll do. So let's get 2 pieces of bark. So that way we can also make a, hey Jacob, good to see you, buddy. But if we get 2 pieces of bark, we can also make the hand drill to actually light the fire, because I don't have any matches. So there we go. I think that was 3 pieces. My steak knife's already pretty busted up. Oh, that's 4 pieces. Extra kindling ain't gonna hurt. That doesn't really, some of these clips are really boring. Hey, Master, this is our conversation about Bulldog Ramen. There we go. I'm gonna. This is gonna be a good short. We'll do this one in just a second here. Chrome's being all slow on me right now. Actually, I just went to the store and bought a bunch more of those Bulldog ramens. So good. They're so good. All right, man. Do I have like something bogging me down right now? Did Adobe not properly close? That happens so many times. Like when you run an Adobe program, like it just doesn't fully close. Hang on, I'm getting my task manager pulled up. This computer needs to get cleaned up very, very quickly. I can close out of Canva. Don't need that. See, but I have all these Acrobat and Adobe things open still. Like those are the processes that need to shut down. Let's go ahead and close some of these Adobes. Keep the Creative Cloud open. All right, looks like everything else got shut down properly, so let's go ahead and get back into it. So now that we got the clip up there, now we just got to wait for it to auto caption, and then it should be good to go. Let's get back into my dashboard here. I probably should have, like, I have the dashboard as my bookmark, but I haven't really bothered with it because it's just, I don't know. Do you guys, like, you see my bookmarks up here, right? I don't use them. I just, like, type 3 letters into the URL bar every single time. And so I've never really bothered with it. All right. So let's get in here and edit this clip. This is also an editor. And so I probably shouldn't have both of these open simultaneously. But oh well, who cares? I like barely remember this conversation about Bulldog. So good though. Like, I'm sorry, like, as far as instant ramen goes, like, it's good instant ramen. All right, Chrome. Work properly. My God, that's so beautiful. So much content here. All right, so let's do the easier of the two first. And when I say easier of the two, this one is very scripted. And so I shouldn't even have to make any edits to it. I just kind of want to go through and just make it clean. Let's cut off the emojis because that's silly when we're talking about medical. Okay. Started at the beginning.
Did you see the news out of QHS Lab this morning? They're working with South Dakota State University, and they just received an invitation from the National Science Foundation for a phase 1 of this new air guide system. That's the Airway Instant.
All right, so let's spell the air guide how it's spelled in the press release. So quickly edit those up. AIR-GUIDDE. Okay.
System. That's the Airway Instantaneous Regional Guided Interface for drug delivery efficacy. Now, I know that's a lot of words. In fact, that was a big mouthful for me to get through. What that means is they're working to speed up the time it takes for drugs to be produced. Now, I've worked on that back end before, and we've had to go through some FDA trials with some of the capital raises I was involved in. That's a long and very expensive process. So I want you to use that ticker symbol, USAQ, on the OTCQB, and I want you to check out this press release. There's a lot of great details and some really cool information, especially from Dr. Marcos Sanchez Gonzalez. We just had him on our show, and he had a great interview with our own Stuart Smith. Go to our channel and check that out. Now, this is Kevin for Small Cap Voice. Have a great rest of your week.
Not bad. Again, not my best, but sometimes they don't need to be best. They just need to kind of get moving so we have some traction. So the joy of this program is that I can auto post directly from this program. And I'm alerting the rest of my team that we're about ready to post content. But all I'm going to do is just post it onto TikTok, YouTube, and Twitter. And then hop onto my Twitter account and send it a little bit further. Do you guys follow me on Twitter? It's mostly like I mostly talk to the stock channel, but you guys can always follow me on Twitter. I don't mind that. Never have. My God, I'm running slow this morning. Do I have like an update or something? No. I might have to call my ISP and yell at them. But yeah, go follow me on Twitter. That's my handle. Kevin Supermassive, but Supermassive is spelled without a couple of the vowels there. But yeah, this is my handle. All that fun stuff. Boobs! You can show that because it's a medical diagram. It's Friday the 13th. I forgot to mention that. Happy Friday the 13th to everybody. But yeah, go follow me on Twitter. I mainly just talk about stocks and like small cap voice and all that stuff. But yeah, that's some fun stuff if you want to see my my day job in action. All right, so let's publish this out. We do not want to get this out on Base Legend. So let's put this out on just the proper channels here. Small cap, small cap, small cap. All right, revolutionizing drug delivery, the airway guide system breakthrough. With QHS Lab. Love that. Okay, Kevin Gray here to discuss the awesome news. Awesome is one of those words that's overused in our society. Like, awesome means to be inspired by awe. You know, like, oh, you know, that's what awesome means. I call my kid awesome every single day when she, like, picks up trash or something, you know, like it's whatever. Like we overuse that word so much. Wait, you have 5 sleds in your build? That's insane. That's insane. Oh, if you logged out early on the Green Hell stream yesterday, the exploit still works. The exploit still works, and I was able to get bricks up to the airport. And bamboo too. And so like I'm making a shower and a water filter and all that. So the exploit does work in Green Hell. I need to put that into Opus so I can make some content about that. Like it definitely still works. Actually, you know what? Let's get a little clout here with one of my favorite creators. Where's Discord? Discord. Where is Green Hell? Green Hell. Go all the way to the bottom here. Oh, hang on. Disable streamer mode for a second so I can get his... Yeah, that's him. Okay. Okay, there we go. Sorry, I need to give credit where credit's due because that's the creator who I found it from was Unkempt Gamer. And so always give credit where credit's due. All right, let's go ahead and get this out. Here to discuss the awesome news that QHS Lab has put out this morning regarding their invite from the National Science Foundation to kick off the phase 1 of their air guide system. Check it out. Excuse me. Okay. And then hashtag, USAQ, hashtag medical, hashtag healthcare, hashtag stocks to watch, hashtag OTCQB, hashtag OTC markets. Copy, paste. That might be too big for Twitter, but we'll find out. And then paste for TikTok. Okay, Kevin Gray here to discuss the awesome news that QHS Lab has put out this morning regarding their invite from the NSF to kick off their phase 1 of their air guide system. Check it out. Hashtags. Publish. And there we go. So what? It took us 90 minutes. Oh, I failed to post to Twitter because I've already posted too much crap to Twitter. Hang on. These are all my Twitter accounts. We run a lot. All right, over to Small Cat Voice. Let me go to TikTok. Even though I posted the content everywhere, going to TikTok is kind of the easiest place to get it. So go to Small Cat Voice. You know what's crazy about TikTok? So the United States is talking. There I am on TikTok too. There's my personal account. But the whole like world is talking about how the U.S. is banning TikTok. TikTok's owned by ByteDance, and ByteDance also owns CapCut, but CapCut's not going to get banned. You know, there's another subsidiary of ByteDance too. They're not going to get banned. It's just TikTok, and so I've always wondered like why it's just TikTok getting the axe and not CapCut. I never realized that you could kill 2 mutant Virginias in less than a minute. What? That's crazy. What up, Skella? How you doing, buddy? Doing a little creator stream today. Having a little fun. Where's my new content? Takes always like an extra minute for content to hit TikTok. There
Did
it
you
is.
see the news out of QHS Lab this morning? They're working
So let's just
with
grab
South
this
Dakota
text
State-
and then head back into Twitter here. And we'll go ahead and hit a new post with that. So the thing that sucks is even though we have to just do it manually now, which it is what it is, but hopefully Opus fix that in the near future. The Solophyte Katana is just a lovely letter from heaven. It really is. It's the Solophyte Katana and the Solophyte Skull Club. Those are like my 2 favorite melee weapons in that game. Yeah, no worries, man. Good to see you. Always a pleasure seeing you pop in. Thank you very much for stopping by. Okay, so we got this going here. What I'm going to do here, though, is say r@Kevin. You can't start with just an @ on Twitter. Otherwise, it's a reply. Kevin Supermassive here to discuss blah, 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 blah. And then switch this one to the cash tag by putting a $sign in front of it. A lot of people don't know that you can do this, but that is the cash tag right there. And then what I'm going to do is copy and paste that text. This is a website that you guys may have never heard of before. It's called StockTwits. It's basically Twitter for stock marketed-minded people. And then we're also going to go to the USAQ board on StockTwits. Really? I don't follow them? I need to follow that one. So we'll go to the USAQ board. Sounds good, buddy. I'm probably going to call it in the next like 20, 30 minutes or so, but I'm going to be back in like 2 hours at 2 p.m. We're going to play some Grounded today. And so that's the plan of attack here. All right, so I was going to say, why didn't the USAQ post go here? They don't have an account. That's why. All right, so I need to change my name here. So Kevin Gray, and then add USAQ down here properly. And then we're going to get... Oh, that's right. I can't do a video on StockTwit, so I need to link to the YouTube short. Okay, so let's go ahead and get that posted in the meantime. This is literally what I do every day. Like, this is my day job every single day. Can you tell I have a toddler with how my homepage on YouTube looks? Can you just tell that I have a toddler? Really? I'm not subscribed to Small Cat Voice with Base Legend? That's crazy. Subscribe. Give me that sub. As a small little baby YouTuber, it may be a good idea to
welcoming to the show for the very first time. Here's the
Wait, hang on, what's that? You'll probably be asleep by then. As a small little baby YouTuber, it may be a good idea to ask a more experienced YouTuber for advice. I mean, I have been doing this for about 10 years, and we run 2 channels. This is my main channel that pays literally all of my bills. And it's substantial enough to where it pays the bills of 4 people. And so it is definitely, it's mostly brand. Like, it's mostly brand deals that get supported on this, but this is the primary channel. And so Base Legend is the side project that Jay and I created. Jay pops up in in Small Cat Voice content too. But yeah, so here we go. There's Jay over in some Small Cat Voice content. But he pops up every once in a while.
Soaring up 50%. That would be
There you go.
BMNR. They had some.
Oh, you want to ask me for
volume
advice,
today.
Skel? I thought you
Up
have a bigger count than me. What? That's not right. Skella, you're a bigger creator than me, dude. At least I thought you were. I thought I don't know about that. I could have sworn that you were a bigger creator than me, man. Am I subbed to your channel? Hang on 2 seconds. I'm pulling you up in Discord. I thought I was subbed to your channel. And if I'm not, I'm doing it right now. What? Click. What? How am I not signed in? I was literally just signed in. Hang on 2 seconds. Let me sign in. I love that I can sign into programs on screen. Like, and you guys will never see my passwords. Subscribed. Belled on. Do that every time that you help a creator out. Subscribe to them and then turn the bell on. It's even if you don't ever activate, like check any of your notifications, turn the bell on too. Dude, I could have sworn that I was subbed to you, man. I'm sorry. I apologize, Skella. I could have sworn, man. But yeah, I love your content. Everybody, go subscribe to Skella right now. He makes VR content, and if you love VR stuff, like go to the channel right now. Like we only got 5 people watching here aside from Skella. Go sub right now. Like go to his channel and hit him with a sub. Okay, like make that happen. But anyway, yeah, there you go. Enjoy. It's VR related content, and like I tried to get my VR headset set up, but like I have not been able to. Skella, you got no shorts, buddy. You have no shorts. Why do you have no shorts? Sorry.
If
Love
somebody
that
walks
song.
in right now,
It's I live in California. So did you know that Katy Perry actually reached out to Snoop Dogg because she was so tired of hearing that Alicia Keys New York song played over and over and over and over again? So Katy Perry called up Snoop Dogg and was just like, hey, Snoop, we need to represent the West Coast. And so, not this video. Not this video. What's your favorite? Here, hang on. Let me go to your most popular. I'm going to help you out with something. This one? Is this your most popular? It's your most popular on your channel. It's a 25 times outlier, and you're still getting 1 view per hour on it. So let's do this one.
this door is really freaking cool. Like, to open it, you have to physically click the handle, and that's really cool and all. But why the fuck would I do that when I can also just... Alright, so, since last...
Skella, I love your content, man. I love your content. I'm going to do something fun for you, okay? And 17, I'm going to offer this to you, too. Send me like a 20-minute clip, okay? Let's see what my AI tools can generate for you guys. But hang on, I'm adding you as a friend on Discord, Skella. I'm going to send you some content later today. Well, let's go ahead and have some fun here. Let's make some shorts. Why? Your content's good, dude. Like, your content's fun. I enjoy your content. Like, I stumbled onto it after, like, you engaged with me on, like, the Green Hell Discord one time. And, like, we definitely had some fun watching it. All right, let me get this link. Let me finish what I was working on, and then we'll go have some fun with that. I thought that was hilarious, dude. Why would I do that when I can just... Oh, man. All right. Back to what I was doing here. And then, so, Skella, what I'm doing, just so you know, this is Opus. This is the program that we create shorts in. And so I just dumped your clip in here. And I'm going to send you over some shorts with captions and emojis and text and all of that fun stuff. So, all right. There's my face right here. Oh, when's the last time we got a post out on this client? Yeesh. December 12th yesterday, and then the 6th. Oh, man, we need to get something else out on... You know what? He was rude yesterday. I'm not going to do anything for you today. He was rude to us. That's spam. That's definitely spam. Okay. All right, let me get off Twitter. There's the new post that we just put up. That's the wrong one. Glad I caught that within 5 minutes. But we need to delete this post. That's the wrong clip. Yeah, no worries, man. I thought I was one of your subs, so I apologize for not having that locked down, man. But yeah, 17. If you want to, you're more than welcome. Send me your best clip that you have. I'm going to shorten it down to like 20 minutes, but I'll do the exact same thing for you too, because I owe you a clip like that as well. Okay, there's the one that I want.
Did you see the news out of QHS Lab this morning? They're working.
There we go. That's what we were trying to do this whole time. That was silliness. Oh, you know what? I need to share that clip real quick. Okay, and then drop this over here. I'm actually curious what it's going to produce from the AI. So I think we got 3 minutes left on it. Let me get off Twitter as the realist. You guys want to see something crazy? Like, I try. Like, I'm not a big... Like, I don't call myself an influencer or anything. Like, I only have 4,100 followers on Twitter. But I am known in this space fairly well to where my content plays better on Twitter than it does on YouTube. And so it's just how it's always been. But like I've always get better response on my Twitter stuff. But here, check this out. I'll slide this over like this so you guys can see it. These are all the Twitter accounts that I manage. Like these are all of the clients and just accounts that I have like my hands in and stuff like that. Ones that we have personal access to. It's a little tiny base legend account. We have like, I think we just broke 100 followers. No, we're about to break 200 followers. There it is. But yeah, like it's just such a small account. And then I run about 20 different Twitter accounts for clients and things like that. Some of them are super fun too. But yeah, so that's how I make my money is I do social media marketing, I do content creation, all that fun stuff. You have not, man. You have not shown me the secret room you made in Cliffhanger. Drop that in Discord. I want to see that. I'm trying to see that. Yeah, dude, Skella, that's awesome. Are you using vidIQ for your content, Skella? Because that's literally what got our channel monetized super quick. And so, man, I actually just realized that I'm supposed to do a testimonial for vidIQ and a testimonial for Opus, and I might just be able to get these out. Sorry, somebody just sent me a joke on Slack. It just kind of dawned on me that I'm supposed to film testimonials for like both of these companies. And I think I just knocked it out because I've just been praising these stuff every single time. Thank you. Sorry about that. All right. So this is vidIQ. This is how I get channels monetized so quickly. Let me go ahead and shrink this down so you can see it. But this is literally how we get our channels monetized. And so this is the Base Legend portal. You can see right now there's my creator stream. It gave me a 50 on my title, but the thumbnail is really good. So I like the thumbnail. Okay, so here, last 7 days, you can see all of my view metrics and all that stuff. That's not accurate. That is definitely not accurate. But for the most part, some of this stuff is accurate. But it sets goals for you. So, like, we're supposed to hit 1,400 subscribers by November of 2025. We're blowing that out of the water pretty fast. But the way that this tool works is when I want to make content, I click on some of the tabs, like the Create tab, and it literally helps me build content with a virality score that's going to help me go viral, okay? Or not viral, but just make good content, you know? And so like, these are some of the saved ideas. Like, you guys can see some of the content that we're planning over here right now. Building a village in feudal Japan, that's Sengoku Dynasty, the evolution of base building in gaming, top 5 secrets to base defenses, create a dream base in Sons of the Forest, the ultimate base building failures to avoid. Those are ideas that we've saved, that AI has generated for us. Over here these are emerging trends. So Sons of the Forest glitches explored, top 5 gameplay tips and tricks, YouTuber successes and failures, Free Fire India launch anticipation. You don't like pushing yourself to make stuff because you just do this for fun at the end of the day. That's kind of how I started with this, you know, and then I realized I don't know. I was working a regular job like 2 years ago, and we were literally just like making content and running social media for clients, and like I was running a marketing agency, and then it clicked that like, oh my God, I could just play video games and that would be my job. I'll be honest with you guys, like Base Legend only accommodates probably like 5% of my income right now. Small Cat Voice does 95%. My other YouTube, like the other YouTube channel, it does about 95% of my income, and it sustains the income of 5 people. That's not even a joke. Myself, Stuart, Jay, Gwen, 4 people. Sustains the incomes of 4 people. Myself, Stuart, Jay, and Gwen. And so obviously Gwen's my wife, but it's like she's still, I mean, she makes 50% of what I take down from the company. And so it's one of those things where I started doing this for fun too, because just making content was fun. And then I realized that this meant freedom. I could do whatever the hell I want. I literally wake up at like 4 or 5 in the morning, do like an hour worth of work, and then like I go and hang out and like work out and like play with my kid for like a couple hours or an hour, and then I go back to work and my kid's like hanging out with me throughout the whole day. There's so much fun. Like it's being a full-time YouTuber is freedom. And that's why I use tools like this, because it makes things actually work and you can make your content a hell of a lot cleaner. Just with that, the bigger tool here is optimization. And so when you go into optimize, this is a fun one. It tells you how your title, thumbnails, and all this other stuff have performed. And so, like, here's my green hell stream from yesterday. My title sucked, and my thumbnail wasn't that good, too. Honestly, you don't have enough time. That's why you use tools. If you don't have the time to make quality content, you use tools to help you make content quality. And I know that sounds a little backwards, but like I don't have the time to make shorts. I don't. Like I have no time whatsoever to make shorts. But our most popular content on the Base Legend channel and Small Cat Voice are shorts. So I have to. And so I use Opus, and it speeds that up. And it probably took about 2 hours off of every single short that we produce is by using Opus. And now we can get a short out in like 20, 30 minutes. Same thing with like creating this. Can I send this to you? Of course I can send this to you. Of course I can send this to you. Of course I can. All you need to do is just go to vidiq.com/baselegend. And that's how that's done. There you go. And here, I'll even, for all of you in the Base Legend Discord, I'll put my link for vidIQ right there. See, I don't make, like, I don't push any of my affiliate stuff on you guys. But that's the best way to do it. And so, like, if I were to click on this one right here, my stream from yesterday, it tells me how to improve, and I can educate myself a little bit better. And so I obviously these the titles are going to be a little weird, but even this is a better title than what I have. Mega Base at the airport. We built a mega base at the airport. You know, the airport mega base is complete. You know, that's still better. And then I can even take this and refine it so that way I can change the tone to be witty, you know, or whatever it might be, and it's going to give me some other options. Obviously, it doesn't have the context all the time, so it's not going to produce everything perfectly. But here's the issue with my title. There's no intriguing elements, there's no value to the viewer, there's no brevity, there's no use of common formats, there's no emotional triggers, there's no universal or personal appeal, and there's no keyword usage. And so if I want to make better, more captivating titles, that's how I have to do it. Same thing with my thumbnail. I can look at my thumbnail, and it says the thumbnail's doing great, but blah, 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 blah. I could use some decluttering the composition to make it more eye-catching and visually appealing. With some tweaks, it could be even better. So it has great text brevity, text clarity, facial features, and the resolution and aspect ratio. But it only has good on these, and then what sucks is it's very cluttered. And so now I know that when I go to make my next thumbnail, I need to make it less cluttered. And so when I go to look at another one here, let's find out one that actually performed really well. That's not that, it's not bad, but this green hell one's not too bad. This one, okay, this one's decent. I remember doing this one and actually like optimizing it. So this is the I built the most epic hunting lodge in Sons of the Forest video. it's gone through 2 title changes and 3 thumbnail changes. Because if you guys don't know, like we at Base Legend, we change our content titles and thumbnails like probably once a week on some of our content, so that way it performs better. But here, so the title's generating 90. The only thing that I don't have here is I don't have good keyword recommendations, right? Thumbnail, emotional triggers, none, etc. There was a better thumbnail that we had over here. But anyway, I can even go into details and look at all of these details, see how my tags are stacked up, you know, all this other stuff. And so, anyway, that's kind of Skella. That's because of the title of your most popular video. It's solely because of the title of this video right here, Blade and Autism. It's your most popular in your channel. And so vidIQ is going to immediately give you that channel tag recommendation. But yeah, that's why. That's why. But hey, look, your content's done. Let's look at it.
Bulgarian Dungeon.
Oh, what's going on here? Why are you being slow? Let's close out of the other opus that we have open. Try to just kind of slow this down a little bit. Come on now. Come on now. Why are you being all slow?
We're gonna do another one of these. Wait, hold up. I got a very funny joke, but I need to find it. I need to find a certain type of NPC. What they used to communicate long distances in medieval times. Chainmail. Fuck. I screwed it up.
I'm sorry. I love editing
This
other
is,
creators' content.
A big room. Question is, how do I get down there safely? I mean, I could jump in the water, but that's for nerds. I don't do swimming. Mostly because I suck at it. This is a dumb idea.
I say that in probably one
won't
out of
stop
every
me,
other
though.
stream that I do.
Anything to not touch the water. I've played enough video games to know that this wall is gonna lead to some secret.
I kind of want... Okay, so let me get in there.
Bulgarian...
Okay. I know how to edit this one. I'm going to edit this one, and then I'm going to probably call today's stream because my computer's running a little slow, and I need to go get my kid in about 30 minutes. And so I want to get some to eat, too. And so yeah, that's probably what we'll go ahead and call it. Man, school Wi-Fi. I see what you guys are talking about. Watching me at 140p. I haven't seen 140p in forever. I like your Dr. Dentist one. That's a good one. That's a good one, Alan. That's funny. All right, I'm going to check that out very, very shortly. I'm trying to get into this clip so we can edit it real fast. But yeah, I even offered to you guys in the creator space, if you're a creator and you're in the Discord of Base Legend, like send me every once in a while. You guys can send me like 10-20 minute clips if you want some shorts made for it. I just have a little bit of fun. All right, hang on. I want to while we're waiting for this to pull up, let's take a look at Master of Food's base here. Man, I want to see. Whoa. So did you just find... You found a part... Oh, you're using the chair. You're using the chair to glip through the collision of the map. Oh my gosh, that's genius. That's genius, dude. That's awesome. And thank you, Skella. That's really awesome. Really appreciate that. That's really cool. All right. So we want to start it at hold up. And then get rid of the pauses. Get rid of your filler words. And then at the bottom here, I want to see if this ends here. Okay, we're going to go to time to surgically remove them. I'll probably have to cut a little bit off of this because we're at 1:07, and I try to produce all my shorts under a minute, even though you can do 3 minutes on YouTube now. But yeah, this will be fun. This will be fun. Come on, give me at least 7 seconds of dead space. Oh, sweet, perfect. Okay, so that's plenty of dead space here. Move the pauses again. Any more fillers? Fillers. All right, let's see what we got here.
Hold up, I got a very funny joke, but I need to find a certain type of NPC. What they used to communicate long distances in medieval times? Chainmail. I screwed it up. This is a big room. Question is, how do I get down there safely? I mean, I could jump in the water, but that's for nerds. I don't do swimming. Mostly because I suck at it. This is a dumb idea. That won't stop me though. Anything to not touch the water. I've played enough video games to know that this wall is gonna lead to some secret. Or maybe it's just decorational. No, that works. Whoa. Dude, you're a pushover. Straight in the anus. Just give me the stick! Whoa. Hey, you got more. You got more balls. Wow, you've got a lot of crystals on you. Oh. Time to surgically remove them.
Perfect. All right, hang on. Let me go over to gameplay here. This one, I don't like this one because yeah, that's what I wanted. That's what it needs to be. And then let's fix this one too. Oh my God, that's so good. That's so good. All right, saving this one. Skella, I'll send this to you in Discord in just a couple minutes here. I have your whole clip in, so I'll probably make you 2 or 3 more out of this because it's just fun. But there you go. So the way that Opus works, and this. All right, hang on. I'm going to just bang out a testimonial that I need to do for Opus, okay? Sorry, everybody. So one of the main reasons why I love Opus so much is because of the ratings that it gives you after you produce the content. So when we create content, whether for it's our channel or for some of the streamers that we create content for, we use these scores to better refine the content. And especially when we score underneath an A, because we think that we can do better than that. And so that's what I love. It's one of the best features in here. It's under discussed is how you can actually use Opus to teach yourself to make better content in the future. And there we go. That's how you do a testimonial and earn 10 hours in Opus. Actually, I think it's only 5 hours. All right, download. And then go to Skella here. There, let's get our conversation off. And then upload file. Let me know how it performs for you. It's still downloading right now, but let me know how it performs for you. I'm very optimistic because this game, what's this game called? It's like Swords and Sorcery or something like that. I can't remember what it is on Quest. But yeah, let me know if it performs. This content usually does really well. You can always DM me questions. You can also, we have a creator space in the Base Legend Discord. And so if you're a game creator or like any type of creator whatsoever, like we talk about creator content all the time. Like this is not a joke. I've been doing digital marketing for over 15 years now. Yeah, for about 15, 16 years now. And so like I was doing social media marketing on fucking MySpace. Like that's how old school like this is. I wrote my master's thesis on the Facebook algorithm and how to manipulate and offset it so that way you can produce content that travels further. And so like I've been around the bush a little bit, and so you guys can message me anytime. The way that I have always viewed it as a creator, I have no competition. I have no competition because I want you to succeed too. There's enough here for us to all eat. Like the way YouTube works is advertisers pay money to YouTube, to Google, to advertise on the platform, and we get a cut because they're using our content to place those ads. And so there's enough money for us to eat. That business model is one of the most tried and true business models in the world. And so, yeah, like there's a difference between being competitive and having competition. I'm a competitive person. You know, like you put me in a Call of Duty lobby, I'm going to try to be on top every single day, but I have no competition. I want every other creator out there to be successful. So yeah, DM me any question you guys want. I do not care. Like I will try to help you as best I can if I am if I have the time to do so. But yeah. All right, y'all. Let me go ahead. There you go. Your clip just finished here, Scala. 17, if you're still in the chat, send me one too. Oh no, this file exceeds the limits. Oh no. Oh no. I'm going to send you a Google Drive link. All right, y'all. Well, this is probably where I'm going to call today's creator stream. I'm going to probably produce one more short, but I need to kind of get something to eat before I head on out. Also, a site with only one creator is doomed to fail. That is a true statement, you know? Not everybody can be Mr. Beast, you know? Not everybody can be Mr. Who's the Boss. But at the same time, there's so much of it. Who was it that famously said it? It was Mark Twain. It was Mark Twain, the guy who wrote like Huckleberry Finn and Tom Sawyer and all those stuff. He once famously said that there's no such thing as a new idea. But there are different takes, and this is a paraphrase of his quote, there are different takes on existing ideas that are still available. You know, like you can recreate the story of Romeo and Juliet with completely different characters, completely different scenery, etc., and just be inspired by Romeo and Juliet. That's how content creation works. Like it gets super boring if a platform is centric to just one creator, one person, etc. And so that's nope, don't download that. I don't want that downloaded. I want to share it. There it is. And so that's kind of the way that I've always viewed it. Is kind of what 17's saying there is that there's room for everybody. Like, I mean, you guys might like my content because like we focus on base building, or you might like my personality or whatever. I like other content because it hits my niches. And so like some of my favorite creators, that's like Gamer Ranks. You know, I sit there and watch those listicle videos all day long. This is not even a joke. Do you know who my favorite creator is right now? Mr. Biao. And I don't know if you guys know who this guy is. I'm going to show it to you. He's on TikTok. He's like one of my favorite creators right now. And I sit there and I watch his content for hours and hours and hours on end because it is so damn captivating. Is this him? No, that's not him right off the bat. Him, this guy, Mr. Biao. I watch his content for like probably 30 minutes every single day. I'm pretty sure he lives in China, but he lives in rural Asia. It's either China, the Philippines, or something. And he does cooking videos using authentic, like rural Chinese cooking techniques. And so, like, here we'll watch a little bit of this video here. What's that, fruitcake? I can't like understand anything that's being said in this content. I don't know what this content is, etc. Which, giving him a goose for that? Gave him a goose for a piece of fruitcake? What are you doing? But I'm serious. Like, this is some of the best content I watch because it's I can't even explain it. Like, it captivates me. It captivates me. Like, he's using it. Yes, okay. So this is his cannon that he makes popcorn out of, like, and stuff like that. And so you're going to say it's a pressure cooker that he launches. Just watch, you'll see. But I watch this guy's content constantly, and I have no idea why I love it so much. No idea why I enjoy this content. He was roasting walnuts. That's what he was doing in there, was roasting walnuts. Now he's roasting some peanuts. But yeah, I can't really explain why I like this content, but I just do, you know? Love that. Love this little cannon. He makes popcorn in it, and it's one of the coolest things in the world. It is. And actually, here, let me unmute it. You add in the music, too, and it is, like, the most relaxing content in the world. It's total ASMR content. Looks like he's making his own, like, nut loaf. But yeah, this is what I watch. Like these are the creators I watch, you know? We're not gonna watch the whole video, but we'll watch him make a little bit of this one. Mainly because I'm interested in it. Like, I know I was just showing him off a little bit, but no, I'm intrigued in him making this video. Cooking ASMR is some peak stuff. That is very, very true. Very, very true. He makes a lot of cool candies and stuff like that too, like authentic taffies where he's like doing his own taffy pulling and stuff. The thing that he makes that was like the thing that caught me the most is he made moldy tofu, which if you've ever seen moldy tofu be created, I love tofu and I used to hate tofu, and then I found out how to like prepare tofu and do it properly, and now I love tofu. But wow, it's actually really pretty. He did a really great job with that. That looks really good. Now he's selling his own loaf. Look at him. I love the stories in this too. Anyway, you get the idea. I'm not gonna show you guys. I mean, like, you can go watch some more of his content if you want. It's Mr. Biao, and I believe it's pronounced Biao. But either way, his recipe, his video for moldy tofu is what hooked me in. Because if you've never seen moldy tofu get made, oh my God. Like, I want to try this. I want to try this so bad. Because, like, okay, it's tofu, but then they allow this yeast culture to like grow on it and mold over, right? So it's like kind of like the fermentation process of making alcohol, but on top of tofu. And then they sterilize it in rice wine, okay? And then it's ultra like seasoned and spiced and etc. Let me jump ahead in this video a little bit. Okay. So here's where, let's pick it up here. So he's chopping up the tofu right now. And then he dips it into this yeast kind of mixture. Well, I'm sorry, he steams it out first, yeah. But this is the coolest, like one of the coolest cooking preparations I've ever seen, right? Super unique. Not entirely sure what he's doing here, but just cutting a little bit of straw. Okay, so this is just to absorb some of the moisture and to help with the fermentation process. But yeah, when you first see this, like first see moldy tofu be created, you look at it and you're like, how the heck are you eating this? And then you realize that you sterilize it with rice wine. And so alcohol is sterilizing it. And then, but yeah, like, look, he's using orange rinds, or those maybe tangerine rinds. And then I'm not sure what type of pepper that is. That looked like 5 spice. That's salt. Yeah, see, moldy tofu. And it's literally, it's covered in hairy mold. And then you use rice vinegar to sterilize it, right? It's so I don't know. My friends say that I'm optimistic to a fault and like I'm an overly cheery person. I used to be, and this is honest to God truth, I used to be an insanely depressed person, like borderline suicidal sometimes. And then it clicked one day, and I'm not saying that this is going to happen for everybody. Like if you're depressed, go talk to a therapist and like really get some help for yourself. But it clicked with me one day, and I started realizing almost from like an esoteric standpoint that life is 100% a choice. Like you can wake up every single morning and based on the choices you make, that's how your life is going to play out for that day. And so I view my life as a video game, and depending on the choices that I make, determines or whether or not like my day is going to be good or bad. And so like I am one of those people who I used to be very, very, very depressed and very miserable, did not like myself at all. And then I kind of had this little moment where I woke up one day and I said, like, I don't need to make the choice to be this person anymore. And I know that that's not how depression works for everybody. Like that's just how it worked for me, but it kind of like snapped me out of it. And as soon as I got snapped out of it, that's when like all these doors and paths opened up. And it was literally just like, oh my God, it all makes sense now and I can do whatever. And so it was literally probably about 2 or 3 months after that that we turned Small Cat Voice. Small Cat Voice used to be an audio only podcast, and it was just like you would listen to it, you wouldn't see it at all. And like 2 months after I kind of had this realization, I went to that team and I said, hey guys, we could probably make more money and like do this better with video. And like, that's all it goes. Yeah, pretty much. I watched a bunch of moldy tofu videos to cure my depression. There you go. And you know, Skella, I think a lot of creators go through it. There's a lot to be said for, what's that called? Imposter syndrome. A lot of creators get imposter syndrome. I'm guilty of imposter syndrome. You guys will see it in Discord. Like I'll pop in and I'll just be like, hey guys, no stream tonight. Too much going on. That's typically imposter syndrome. That's typically me looking at like our view count, my sub count, and just kind of being upset about it and just being like, man, we've gone down 20% this week. Like, I don't want to stream today. I know that if I came on and did a stream when I'm not feeling it, like it's not going to be a good show. And those are the streams where people come in and just be like, Kevin, you look tired. What's wrong? You know, that type of thing. I don't want you guys to worry about that shit, you know? And so anyway, guys, I appreciate every single one of you guys, like, for hanging out with me during this creator stream while we were just kind of talking about creator stuff. I hope you learned a little bit about how to do green screen technology, chroma keying, all of that fun stuff. You got to see a video get edited from start to finish. But yeah, guys, like, definitely. Oh, you just looked up what imposter syndrome is? Now that you know what imposter syndrome is, you can actually combat it. Because when you start feeling that self-doubt come in, that, oh man, I'm not good enough. Why do I keep doing this? My content isn't good enough. Like, everything I produce is horrible. Then you can actually combat it. Then you can literally just be like, wait, what an odd thing for a good creator to say. I make great content, you know? And that's how you can kind of turn that around. Yeah, please do, man. Go right ahead. I always accept advice. That's one thing that I'm trying to get better at, is I give a lot of unsolicited advice, so I better be ready to accept it too. But anyway, guys, hope you guys enjoyed watching all these moldy tofu videos too. I'm going to be back in just about 2 hours. We'll be back to play some Grounded and actually do some gaming, have some fun. But again, thank you guys very much. This was actually a really fun stream with a good concurrent viewership on it too. Really appreciate that. Thank you guys. We are, like, Jay and I and Gwen, we are ultra like thankful to every single one of you every single week for watching our content. You guys are awesome. Like, you've kind of given us this really cool life. So anyway, thank you guys. Kevin for Base Legend. See you guys in a couple hours for a game stream.